Hey guys, iKailaKai here, and I'm just with a couple of friends today and playtesting. This isn't anything really like a special new deck or anything. We're just testing Bonney versus Doflamingo to see which side actually wins. I'm with FUDELIOTCG, so make sure to follow him in your free time. I already see you have a Kid in the deck.
Yeah, so we kind of just I'm running Bonney recently, and we were doing some testing, and we just switched a few things around. I am testing out the 8-cost Kid build right now just because it's kind of becoming more popular in Japan and does pretty well into Doflamingo. And we're running things like the 1-cost beige, and obviously with the searchers. This does not have the baby 5 searcher in it right now, which is a new change that we just did. So we just want to test it out and see how it does into Doflamingo.
First.
Second.
If I was going second, I think this is pretty solid. Because I have Hancock and then like Weevil, and then I just need to find like other decent cards to fill out my curve. But because I'm going first, I kind of want to have at least a 1-cost to play on turn 1, and then optimally have something like Teach for turn 2, and I can draw the rest of these, so I'll mulligan this.
Yeah, since we're going second, I think I'm going to keep this. If we were going first, I would prefer having Cavendish. I think Cavendish on curve is really strong, but we have the Carrot, so we can play Carrot and leave up 1 for leader effect, and we have the Arouge to play on our turn 2. Hopefully it doesn't get bounced, but we'll just hope for the best. I think this is okay. I'll keep it.
よろしくお願いします。
はい、お願いします。
資料。
Okay. Ooh, fortunately for us, we don't have anything good to play here, so we will pass.
Hey.
Miss.
7000リーだ。
Come on, pudding. Oh. Mama.
Mm.
I want to try and watch out for pudding, but no, I don't have anything. Okay. I'll take.
はい。まあ、ローエフェクト、bounce to hand, and then bottom 1 card.
Okay.
And Jared.
So I think we kind of already know what we're doing here. Swing 5 a leader.
はい、OK。
Okay. Lay out a rouge. End of turn. Put up 1. Pass.
次の Teach. Teach effect.
Okay.
To top. And then to leader. 9000 leader. Leader effects. And
Okay.
play Jinbei.
Wow.
Jinbei, play roll. And then.
Oh. Okay. We'll use leader effect and rest your law. 9k leader. We will take.
はい、and Jared for the Teach.
Yeah. That was very strong. 5 at law.
I don't think there's a reason for me to really defend that. Just need to keep putting pressure.
Okay, and block. And leave 1 up and pass.
1 null up. はい、5 leader.
Guard this one.
Buggy.
That's not what I thought.
To top. 6ドン. Just.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
buggy.
Okay.
And then, yeah, carrot.
That's what I thought you were going to
Oh,
do.
okay.
Yeah.
You're just cheating today, I guess. Enter.
That's like medium strength right now.
No, this is very average.
Yeah. 7k at Jinbei.
Yep.
Still think this is going to be stronger. Play carrot. Leave 1 up and pass. So I should have swung 6 there and just hoped you would give me the 2k.
I wouldn't.
But getting the character off the board is still very strong.
I mean, I guess if you play 8-cost Kid, though, you don't really mind taking your life. So
Yeah.
it's not a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, you probably just hit it with 5 if you're just trying to get counter on my hand.
True. I have 8 cards in hand. I have to be careful right now.
Actually, okay, because I'm terrified of 8-cost Kid, I feel like this is probably the right play. So, Teach. And then Teach effect,
Okay.
I'll put 1 to the top, 2 to leader. 7k leader.
Okay.
Leader effect. Roll.
Okay. Leader effect to rest Joseph.
Okay.
How much bond do you have left?
6.
Another Joseph. Take
7.
Law effect. Bottom 1 card.
Okay.
Okay.
+1 over.
Joseph. Bounce.
Okay.
And then enter. I felt pretty bad having 2 of these in my starting hand, but it ended up being okay.
Perfect, yeah.
そう、今さっき見てて、ジョズ入ってたらボニー勝たんかもしれないなと思って。
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Because Kid.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Effects, but nothing. Don't play anything and pass with 1.
Okay, I see. How many targets do you run right now?
6, I believe.
I see. I guess that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
It was one of the first
12,000
like,
crits. This is difficult. If you take this attack, and then this attack won't end up actually mattering. But if you're going to defend this attack, then you might want to get rid of this so that this attack becomes lower.
And if I can keep Kid on the board, you going wide doesn't matter as long as he needs to go tall. I'm gonna rest Joseph. 10, 12, 13k.
Okay. even if you have a blocker though, it's not actually a huge problem for me because I can do this, or like teach law and then
Yeah.
just hit into it and bounce your blocker and then end up doing like basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So it might just be that this card sucks for you.
It's basically just Boa,
Yeah.
and Boa destroys Bonney. You're combining the best parts of both.
Oh no, that's true. I forgot that Boa destroys that deck.
Yeah.
Teach effects.
早くても丸く
Okay.
あ
Then 2 long 2 leader, and then
Yeah.
9,000 kid,
例えば
and then
次のタ
effects
ーン
play
時
legal,
計と
and
か
then
も一
draw
緒
one.
に置いてとか
I'll give you 2K.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people have a perception that Doflamingo already beats that deck, but like that wasn't true last week.
No.
Last week it was just that deck completely destroys this deck
Honestly,
because they cost kid.
Yeah, and even without a cost kid, it was pretty
Yeah.
even if they didn't run Gravity Blade or Red Rock.
Mm.
So
And they couldn't really afford to. But it's like
Yeah.
the main thing is like you can't get rid of Carrot or Cavendish.
yes, it's the 5 costs
Yeah.
that give this so much value to where.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a better card for that.
Yeah, I'm
But
wondering.
we'll think about it later.
Yeah, sure. Go 5,000 liter.
10 cost Doflamingo. Hi, Nise.
1, 2, 3 lock. in,
Yep.
Pass.
Okay. Unfortunately, the way that I was playing before was I didn't have pudding, but I have pudding now. So it's, so-
Pudding would have just lost me the game.
これ
Yeah.
The other turn. But
Yeah.
honestly, that was
これ歌に
arguably just as strong.
don't really have the cards that I want. There isn't too much for me to do except just try to get resource out of your hand and keep mine. So 12, kid.
Hey guys, editing Kai here. So this is a really tricky situation. I think I can either ignore the kid and try to push him down to 1 or 0 so that it's difficult for him to play a second Doflamingo, or I can hit kid and play the longer game. And I think that if I counter correctly in this situation, I still won't die even after 2 Doflamingos, so I only lose to a kid after or a third Doflamingo. Whereas if I hit life in this situation, then I can die to any number of blockers plus something like Carrot, for example, to slow down my tempo and then sit behind kid. As such, I think that hitting kid here, regardless if he has a dong on kid, is correct. However, I think that I should have hit 10,000 with kid and then 5,000 into leader with teach. And this kind of incentivizes him to defend the kid with 2k, 1k, and if not, obviously kid dies. And then the 5k from teach is also something that's worth defending. Regardless if he decides to defend the kid, he's going to lose many resources, making it very difficult for him to end up playing the longer game. So effectively, he got away without countering that turn. So this was a mistake from my part. I should have hit at 10k, 5k instead of just 12k. Again, very tricky situation. I could still be wrong on that.
TP.
Okay, 4. I'll play Moria. And the question is basically if I want this or this.
Yeah.
So
But the main thing is I think if you play this, you probably have another one. So I don't think you hit here anyways, so this might not matter. So I think I take the 2k.
Yeah.
One
I think that's a good assessment. 5 at lead.
Hi, say.
Okay. 10 lead.
Hi. This.
And Dofi unlock the same 3.
Hi.
And then pass.
Okay.
This is all I can do at this point.
I mean, it's still very
Yeah,
strong.
yeah. This is giving me a shot.
The one worry is I don't have the 4-cost Hancock. So-
Yeah, I thought you were gonna play Hancock that turn,
Yeah.
but Morio's still decent.
If I can manage to put you down to 1 or 0, it puts you on a very good timer.
Yeah, if you
And
put me to 0, I have to go for game.
The one thing that would stop that is if you have 8-cost kid again, 10 leader.
You have 6 down left.
Okay. 11 leader.
Okay.
Enter.
Oh gosh. Alright.
Number 3.
Go 5 at Moria. Okay. 10 at Moria.
Hi.
Yeah. 10 lead.
I'll take.
Okay.
Hi.
Is
Okay.
we finally have a target for him. Flip one Dawn. A good old bitch. Move one Dawn up and pass.
Give my leader plus 2,000, and then each Polka.
Okay.
Put one like that.
Okay.
And then put 2 down here.
Okay.
So it's just a 2 down plus 4,000.
Okay.
14 kid, and then play this, and then down switch.
I see. Leader effect and rest Joseph. 14, you have 2 down left over. Do 0 cost. So 11.
Okay.
14, 15.
Well, if you don't have 2k, then both these things.
Yeah.
So 9 kid.
2K.
French. Enter.
11k leader.
Ma. Hi.
Okay. 2 cards in hand.
Yep.
9k leader.
Hi.
Rest on Dofi. 18 at leader.
Nice.
And loss.
Yes.
Wow, that was so clutch.
So of course, as we were playtesting, we didn't really have time to sit down and talk about what we would change or how the game really went because we just went straight into the next game. So I'm just going to talk about it a bit here. I had FUDELIOTCG send me his list, and I have some thoughts on his list. We were talking in our playtesting session about not running the 1-cost BB5, as effectively the only target we really want is the 10-cost Doflamingo. However, some of the ratios in this deck really scare me. I understand reducing Hawkins, but I feel like the 2k count is a bit random. I still think that you probably want 8 2ks just to make sure that you can reliably hit a 2k off of the search, as that's actually something that you sometimes go for in the late game. I still think that perhaps moving the carrot to having 4 Apu and then 2 Easel, and then the 1 extra thing being able to be moved to something like more top end, for example, could make the deck a bit more round. As for the Doflamingo list, the reason I'm playing Doflamingo is because there's a 3v3 tournament that is coming up next week. Hopefully we do well in it, and if not, it's probably my fault. I've tested many versions of Doflamingo, and then this version is very close to what I think I'm going to end up running. Now, 6-cost Joseph helps you, as you saw, defend against things like Carrot, but it also helps you defend against things like Sangoro in Purple Luffy. And it's also not bad in the mirror, and as such, honestly, it's just a really well-rounded card, and I think it's very solid on deck, which is why I'm running 4. And of course, as Jose bounces back a character, I ended up putting in Perona. I don't love this card, and I don't really use it, but it's just to have more 1-cost things to have on the board, so that you can bounce something back with Jose, so you can bounce something that's 6-cost or less from the opponent's board. As such, Perona's in the deck just to make sure that your 4-cost Law and 6-cost Jose have more targets, but not necessarily because she's exactly strong. 4-cost Pudding is also great against decks like Bonney, Black Yellow Luffy, and especially the Mirror. I absolutely want to have this card in the deck, and for now I'm running 3. I think that this deck is almost there. I feel pretty confident in like 44 to 46 of the cards in here. One card that I do think I'm going to end up changing might be the Perfume Femur. Now, Perfume Femur is not... Sorry, Japanese pronunciation just came out. But Perfume Femur is very strong when the opponent doesn't know that it's coming. Same as Diable de Jumper. But the thing with Perfume Ephemeral is capitalizes on the opponent playing poorly. For example, Black Yellow Luffy leaving 0 life. Now, of course, if the opponent knows that you run Perfume Ephemeral, then the card becomes less strong. And as most people are running it right now, most people are playing around it, which means that I don't necessarily think the card might be necessary anymore. So I might just run 50 characters and 0 events. Over the last couple of weeks, people have been playing a lot of Bonney because people are under the assumption that Bonney just beats Doflamingo. Nonetheless, I do think this is a very interesting matchup and one to sort of keep an eye on because it'll probably be very popular, especially in the West. But for now, I'll leave it at that. Wish me luck at the championship. Subscribing or liking the video really does help me out, so if you would kindly do so if you haven't already, then I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Whoa, there's even a little hand holder? That's so cool.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, actually, they're like makeup racks and stuff in Japan.
Yeah.
And then people just use them for this.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is so smart.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And it's like the same ones that everyone gets from the dollar store. They always have, and
From like Daiso
every
and stuff?
video has like 3 comments like, "Where'd you get those card holders?"
And
I
then,
had
like,
at
we
least
literally
50
got it.
people. Yeah.
We literally got it from like the
Yeah.
yen store or something.
Yeah.